Yeah. Ooh. Golden Palace. Ooh. Bitch. Hold up. Yeah. Yeah. STO. Bricks in the G6. I'm a G5 flyer. We was pumping yay way before through the wire.
So what's going on, man?
It's cool, man.
First and foremost, I wanted to just thank you and appreciate you for taking the time out to kick it with 2901 Productions and 4A Media for my Absoute Grind.
I appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for having me, man. You know, anytime we can get together and make some shit happen, I'm down.
Alright, so first and foremost, for people who don't know you, how did you get into music?
Shit, music. I've been in music like since forever, man. It's funny. I used to write to old records, but it would have like people on top of them and shit like that. Like one of my first memories of ever actually writing some music down, especially in a rap form, was I forgot Shaq had. Remember when Shaq was rapping? Shaq had some beat. I don't remember, but it was like big in New York at the time, and somebody had like a studio or something like that, and I actually wrote it down to record. But other than that, I always been kind of, rhyming to myself or rapping other people's shit and kind of, pretending to perform. Then I think like Big was big, of course, in New York. The Mary J. Blige record with Method Man had just came out, so I was always kind of doing music and shit.
Alright, so who were some of your musical influences growing up?
Shit, I guess like Method Man was a big one. Of course, Big L was actually from a block down the street, like 2 blocks over, I want to say, something like that. And so he was a big influence because he was the man. Shaq, I guess. I'll give you that one, Shaq. Shaq, you were somebody's musical influence. That's probably the only time you'll hear that. Like a nigga say Shaq was my musical influence. But Shaq had to do a beat. So whoever did the beat, you and Shaq, y'all are my influence.
Alright, so this is almost always a controversial question when it comes to artists and the music industry. Top 5 artists. Now you don't have to put them in a specific order because the order can kind of get people jammed up at times. But your top 5 artists.
Top 5 rappers or artists?
Just artists, because you don't want to be limited.
I would say Jay-Z, Michael Jackson, of course Big. What would I say? Top 5 musical artists. Damn. I'm trying to go away from rap. I'm trying to sing diverse. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I ain't gonna say Celine Dion and nothing like that. I'm not that diverse. But what would I say? Top 5. Eminem is for still rap. Maybe he does other shit. Lil Wayne.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
All influence you?
Yes, definitely all influence, especially for periods. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? I think like anything else, you're not necessarily influenced by the same shit unless it's some real powerful shit. You're not really influenced by the same shit throughout your life. So, but for certain periods of time, definitely all influences. Yeah.
So, how many rap names did you have?
Oh man, that's a good question. Damn, that's a good question. That's a good question.
By now?
Shit, I had to count them with y'all. Well, I might count all of them. I might count a couple in my head and I tell y'all. Maybe about 7. Like it started with I want to say it was something before that. It was something before Johnny Storm, but I started getting the comics and shit. I'm a nerd, man. I started getting the comics and shit. And one of the characters I liked was Johnny Storm, the Human Torch for people that might not know. And so I used to take that name as my rap name, Johnny Storm. Cool young kid, kind of arrogant, Human Torch on fire, shit like that. So I went from there, and it went from there to that's not, you get a little older and that's not cool no more. You know what I'm saying? You get a little older and people like, the comic book niggas? Nah. And then they had just did the movie, Fantastic Four had came out, the first one, and people, more people knew it, so then it became even more corny, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So I just kind of took the Johnny off and it was like Jay, so that's 2, it was just Jay Storm, and actually before or in the middle of Johnny Storm and Jay Storm, I got an older brother that does music, and his name was Case. and KES, shout out to KES. I was like, I'm little Case, because you know he want to be your big brother. He's like 8 years older than me, so you know you want to be your big brother and shit. And he's nasty, like he's nasty, like he's always been that. And so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be like Case, you know, da, da, da. So I had that name, so you can count that. What's that? Three. All right, then it went from J Storm. I cut the J off completely, and it was just Storm. So that's 4, and then a friend of mine used to call me STO to shorten up Storm. Like Storm wasn't short enough. So he used to call me STO. So that kind of stuck, and then it was S.T.O. You know what I'm saying? So that's what 5 or 6, and then that people would read it sometimes, and I'd say STO, they would just say STO, and so it just stuck.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's like 6 or 7.
So a bit of a journey until you got to where you are.
Bit of a journey. Yeah.
Right. So with as much music as you put out, because I was just on your SoundCloud, and I've heard your music before. You know what I mean? And I rock with it. You already know that.
Definitely always been supportive.
So from about 5 years ago, which is probably not some of your earliest music, but out of anything that you could choose for people who haven't heard your music before, what's one song that you would recommend them listen to that would be kind of an introduction to who you are as an artist?
It would definitely be some new stuff. It'll definitely be some new stuff off the 78 Cleveland. Baggage. I would say Baggage maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, Baggage maybe. Just because that's I think I kind of run down a couple, different aspects of my life in that particular record. So I would probably say Baggage would be more of an introduction to who I am as a person, not even just an artist. You know what I'm saying? I would think that's more of a who you are as a person type thing. And every other song was more like you say, the artist is the artist, because that's how artists do you. They want to be the artist over here and keep you over here, and keep the person, to the side and shit. But that one is more of an all around artist and person record.
Okay. Now I'm glad you brought up 78 to Cleveland, because that's a segue into this next question that I have. So, your new EP, 78 to Cleveland, you just released not too long ago.
Yes, sir.
What was the inspiration for this project?
I could be honest, or I could be marketable, make it more marketable. But a lot of records on there were like super old. They were all kind of personal. They were all in that personal realm versus someone else that was just kind of a feel good party or whatever. So but a lot of them were like super old records that was just like always not for the project I was working on.
Mm.
If you know what I mean, like, cause every other project it's like marketable is what you're looking for, right? So I was like necessarily now more so personal records are more marketable and stuff like that, because of the Drakes and the harmonies that people put with records and stuff like that now. But before it wasn't so, and so me, I was doing the personal records, but it was like, that's not right for this project. I hold on to that, and so this is a kind of like a backlog of records, but it's over like a 7-year span, and like it's like I had my first son 7 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So that's like you're a totally different person. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, for people that don't have kids after you have a child, it's a totally different person. And so this record is almost accidentally like a culmination of a period in time. You know what I'm saying? And my thoughts and feelings in that period of time. That's why some of the records kind of go up and some of the records kind of go down. But the name came from that feeling. And 78 to Cleveland is where I'm from. Like, I'm originally, born in New York, but the majority of my time has been, as far as adolescence and, coming up a man, is in East Point, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? And 78 to Cleveland, Cleveland Avenue is a street, for people that don't know. I be forgetting I gotta speak. You gotta talk to people that might not necessarily be from where we from. 78 to Cleveland makes perfect sense for us, but Cleveland Avenue is a very well known street, not a block. It's a street on in East Point, Georgia, and so 78 is the bus that goes down Cleveland, and Cleveland Avenue again is where like my grandmother is from. So when we first moved down here, that's where we stayed. You know what I'm saying? So to me, 78 to Cleveland, it was almost like a reminiscent of just that adolescence and becoming a man. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why the personal records, it just fit. It just everything kind of been worked out in the end.
Okay. So what would you say your recording process was like? How do you get in your zone?
Getting in the zone I think is different. It kind of changes, because I'm a real inspirational guy. Like, to me, it's not like work, and so when it's work, it's like you get in the studio and you kind of try to create. So for me, whenever the inspiration hits, I kind of just try to ride with that wave. Now, as far as like techniques and stuff like that, I'm usually not like a I don't write on a pad type of person, or write on an iPhone. Depending on what it is, I will. Depending on how like the purpose of the record. Sometimes if I feel like I want to be super lyrical, I want to be like really complicated in my cadence or something like that, I'll write it down, because I forget. Like I smoke a lot of weed, so I forget a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? And I will forget the cadence that I'll do. Sometimes I might use a voice note or something like that on my phone or something. But as far as the studio, it's just riding off the inspiration, riding off whatever the tracks is. I usually like to put on my headphones and zone out in the music versus hearing it live. I don't necessarily like to hear my voice a lot of times with it. Just kind of go in the booth and do it. I usually don't go into the booth until I'm done with the writing. I usually don't kind of go in like everybody's saying like Wayne doing. Everybody kind of flock to that, do it the way he do it, just kind of jumping in there and doing a little bit, and then listening to it and kind of doing a little bit. I usually don't do it like that. I usually kind of just go on when everything's done.
So you have 2 records on this project that are kind of seem to be outside of the box. Mm-hmm. Lion's Prey and Excuses. So
yes,
vastly different from what you've put out as far as your lyrical style goes.
Yeah.
What made you step outside of your comfort zone and create those records?
I tell you, it's I got a couple. I ain't gonna say weird records. I got a couple records that are like you said, outside the norm, where I like to try things. Like I said, I'm based on inspiration, so I like to try a lot of things. But this is the only time I really put it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times I do it and kind of keep it in the house and let people, let a couple people hear it here and there and see how they think. But this time I was like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna put this shit out. Like I said, I've been holding on to records like, fuck this shit, put that shit out and then see what happens. Fuck it. Like I'm putting shit out with my eyes closed a lot of times and shit. And like Excuses was definitely that record. Excuses, and it's only stepping out the box for me. You know what I'm saying? It's stepping out the box if you know my other track list, but for somebody else, it's just like a dope record, in my opinion. And that's how I wrote it. Like, I wrote it thinking, I might not even use this for myself. I might just try to get that to a bigger artist and shit. But I let a couple people hear it, and they was like, nah, yo, keep that shit. Like, keep it for yourself, yo. Like I told Case, thank you, Case. I let him hear it, and I was like, what you think? Like, Sully, what you think? He was like, nah, yo, keep that one. And so that's how that record came. And like, originally, like, there's a rap on that shit where I didn't even like that shit. Part of the second chorus, like, I kind of stopped because I wasn't expecting to put the record out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not for myself. I was expecting to try to get a check on it or whatever. And so I kind of stopped on that. And then another part, like the rap, I just kind of threw that on there so an artist could see what another artist, if you wanted to feature somebody, what that would sound like. So that shit was just kind of a really no-look, bucket that kind of I believe went in. What's the name? Lion's Prey, to me, it was some high shit. It was some high shit. I ain't gonna lie. It was some high shit. It was some being high in the studio and shit, and just caught some caught a vibe on some inspiration that kind of put it together. And I think what makes it super weird, I think, is the sample of the what the fuck is that? National Geographic or something I just so happened to be watching. I was like, yo, I'm gonna take that shit. And so I put it in. So I think that's what makes it weird. But I wanted it to be kind of like a dream. And that's why, like, a lot of the, it sounds kind of spacey and kind of big and shit like that, because I wanted it to be like a dream, like a you know, one of the weird dreams where you kind of walking around, and a lot of times, like I said, I'm inspired by, you know, different things. It might be a sound, or it might be a look or some shit like that. And, oh man, how could you describe this in a song or whatever? So that one I wanted to be kind of like a hazy, like dream type shit, and so that's why I made it, the way it came or whatever. But I think the weird shit, and I kept it just being weird. Like I said, I wanted to kind of experiment with this one. It says something about the lions having sex or something like that. I forgot what they say. I forgot exactly what that sample is or whatever. But I was like, are people gonna think I'm weird to put this shit in here? Like, are people painting the picture like you hear the lady heels clicking in the beginning? Like, if you listen to you hear the door close, the ladies clicking their heels, and so the dream to me was a guy kind of falling asleep to the fucking lion shit. Like, he watching TV and I fall asleep to the what's her name, and then my woman comes home and she comes home and she sets the keys down or whatever, and she wakes me up and she just jumps on me, and so that's why the sample is of the female lion and how she moved and shit like that. And so I was hoping people would put two and two together, but that's all I've been hearing. It's like, yeah, it's out of there. It's definitely different. You definitely, you know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping people that's a pleasant different and shit.
So what's next for STO? What you got coming up next?
Well, what's really next is the project, and I want to do a visual for everything. And like I said, so certain pictures can be painted exactly the way I want it. So videos for everything on 78 Cleveland is coming next, and then I got another project I'm working on called House Party with me and one of my partners, .com. That should be pretty dope. I'm not really sure when we're gonna be looking to kind of put that out there. We still kind of catching those vibes and everything. So it should be out before the end of the year. I'll say that. But that and just more media. Just more media in every form, videos, interviews, pictures, and everything. So y'all see me somewhere, hopefully.
All right. So how can people reach out to you if they want to network?
Quickest way to reach out to me, because I always got my phone in my hand, is probably Instagram. Instagram at STO_so_dope. Yeah, so that's probably gonna be the best way to reach out to me, and then we can connect there. But I'm actually putting together a tour of some of the local spots here in Atlanta. So yeah, I see me somewhere and I'll be networking with a handshake and a smile, man.
All right, man. We appreciate your time, and hopefully we'll be able to do this again on your next project, man.
Definitely.
All right.
Yeah, this is STO, and this is my absolute grind.
I've been grinding my whole damn life. Got my hands on the bag, but I still ain't right. I seen grenades, health conditions cause division between the siblings in my fam. And I swear to God, my friends ain't tight, ain't right. I'm my big brother, act just like my kid brother. Gotta keep some bills for him. Nigga can't depend on him. Mama used to steal from him. He feel like she still on. I feel like he's still grown. Need a fucking willing Uncle Phil moment. Chill, homie. I need this shit to sell. I'm drowning in these bills, homie. I ain't no Superman. I gotta keep the steel on me. I'm 19 and got like 20 up the hill on me. I'd rather that than niggas kill on me. Baby cousin love to bang.